Let's hear more now from Julian Karaguesian, lecturer in the Department of Economics at McGill University. Julian, thank you as always for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
A bit of a different Pierre Poilievre there.
Yeah, definitely. And he was quite late coming out of the gate last year, talking about Trump's new foreign and trade policy. And so a year hence, we're seeing something now.
And it's an interesting road. I mean, he's leaning towards the U.S. And saying we can't call it a permanent rupture. Is that a reality? I mean, they are our neighbor, and they are our biggest trading partner.
Absolutely, and they probably always will be our largest trading partner, at least for the foreseeable future. I think Pierre Poilievre had mentioned yesterday that Canada shouldn't be turning away from the United States. I mean, we're not causing the rupture, and we're not turning away from the United States. It seems like increasingly the United States is turning away from the world, and we're reacting to it. They're making trade more uncertain. They're making trade more costly. They have sizable sectoral tariffs on some of our key industries. And so the way I see it in a completely nonpartisan way is I see that the current government is reacting and trying to take a very practical, a very business-oriented approach to trade by looking to diversify our markets, because our entire economic model is based in significant part on international trade, most of which we do with the United States. We've become excessively dependent. I don't think we ever imagined that they would weaponize it. And so I see us as in reactive mode. And yeah, I'll leave that there.
And what do you make of his warning that Canada shouldn't swap dependence on the U.S. for dependence on China?
I mean, we've heard that from certain commentators. Now we're hearing it from the leader of the opposition. I don't think we're swapping the United States for China. China represents less than 5% of our merchandise trade. I think we're simply looking to build out our trading relationships with China, with India, with Mexico, perhaps Brazil, Nigeria, more with Europe and the UK, to make up for the loss that we are experiencing right now with the United States.
And is that doable? Does it feel like that we can replace the U.S. or what we're losing in the U.S. with all those other countries, which are in many cases, thousands of miles away?
I mean, I think it is doable. Canada has what the world needs in terms of energy, in terms of critical minerals, in terms of other natural resources. The High Commissioner for India to Canada said yesterday, we'll buy as much liquefied natural gas, oil, and uranium as Canada is willing to sell us. And that's the biggest population in the world. And, China's this manufacturing superpower. Canada's an energy and natural resource superpower. So we could do a lot of business with them as well. I think it's not a matter of swapping out the United States with any particular country. I think we do about 75% of our exports with the United States. If we lose 10 percentage points of that, I do believe we could make that up easy with the rest of the world. It's just going to take time.
And with Poilievre's calls to we should be negotiating towards a full exemption from the Buy America rules, relaunching the Keystone XL pipeline. Are these realistic, or are these, at this moment with that government in the States, is it pretty much next to impossible?
I think with the current government in the States, and even the previous Biden administration, and if we talk about Keystone with previous administrations, it's been very difficult to restart the Keystone pipeline. With respect to getting tariff-free access to the United States, I don't think that's in the cards with this current administration. I think that they see themselves with tariffs as getting a 2-for-1 to edge manufacturing back to the United States and to raise revenue. Although their own Supreme Court said that they're not allowed to raise revenue with tariffs. But I think they're going to continue down this path.
And is there the possibility, well, I guess we don't know who the next government will be in the U.S. It can't be Trump, at least legally it can't be Trump. Who knows, unless they can change things. Would you see the next American government, even if it's Democrat, continuing with this if it looks like it's working?
With tariffs? I mean,
if it looks like it's working. I know the general consensus is they don't work, but if for some reason it seemed like they were?
I would say this, it's next to impossible for me to imagine any candidate, Republican or Democrat, but even Democrat, running on a free trade ticket, running on a ticket of, let's reverse everything that Trump did in terms of tariffs. If we look back to the Biden administration, they kept most, if not all, of the tariffs on China and certain other countries. They added more. And then with their Inflation Reduction Act, they brought in $1 to $2 trillion of subsidies, which is also an unfair trade practice. And the United States has criticized other countries for subsidizing. So the Biden administration was a massive subsidizer of industry. So I think this is a long-term move by the United States, regardless of Republican, Democrat, away from global free trade.
Okay, we'll have to leave it there. But Julian, thank you as always for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Roger. Take care.
Julian Karaguesian is a lecturer in the Department of Economics at McGill University.